Hey everybody, this is Perfect Storm 479 here. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to be starting a Let's Play of one of my favorite games of all time. I had something planned for this intro here, but I forgot to check the timing of this thing, so I'm gonna have to base this on the sound. Um, oh man, I wish I had something to say to fill in the time till then. Well, this game is probably my favorite in the series. It has the best world building, only passed by maybe 3. I haven't finished all the side stuff in that, so I don't know yet. Everybody, I give you Xenoblade X. So, before we get started, I want to send some shoutouts and thank yous to everyone who made this possible. First of all, to God and my parents for making me exist, to Monolith Soft for making this game exist, and then let's get to resources. I want to thank the editors of the Xenoblade wiki because that is going to be helpful. Jahed for creating, I hope that's how I pronounce the name, Frontier Nav, a website with interactive maps of the game and stuff. And also Enel for creating his combat guide. That has been very helpful. And last but certainly not least, Fourth Strongest. They helped me plan it out. This whole thing wouldn't have been possible without them. So they said they're gonna come into chat sometime, so when they do, please give them a warm welcome for me. Now, let's talk about the track screen, which will be shown in a moment. This game, if you leave the title up, it'll just show you a bunch of views of the different areas in the game. This whole thing goes on for 20 minutes, so I'm not gonna sit here for all of it. But, if you do want to sit through all of it, it might show the last area, which is kind of spoilery, I guess. So just be warned. I forget if it does. One thing though is that there is an exclusive shot of the white whale before it crashes up here. And with all that out of the way, I think we're ready. So without further ado, let's erase my 160-hour save. First, we're going to get settings. It's only when we change the brightness. Yeah, we want. Okay, we want all this. When playing online, your in-game profile will be shared with other Xenoblade Chronicles X players. Let's get started. Existing save data, including achievements, will be overwritten. Are we sure? Yes. Xenoblade Chronicles X.
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
That certainly was a start to things. Right now, we are going to be making our character. I don't know, I feel like I should say something about the last cutscene. If it isn't already obvious, I don't know. This is not going to be like the other games. This is less story focused and more world focused. I don't know. Sorry, I'm pulling a blank right now. I'm new to this. Let's just make our guy. So if we do this, we basically can change the VR room to see what our guy would look like in different lightings. I'm not sure if these are actually taken from spots in the game map or not, but they exist, so let's get started with our character. I am not tall in real life, and Throw Short People Month is coming up, so I better prepare with this. For our face. Let's get a good skin tone. We want freckles. Kind of like these small ones. Let's go for it. So I don't think this actually changes the model, it's just different shading. But it's really good shading. Yeah, it's really good shading. It really does make it feel like a different shape. So let's go with this. I like the more angular face. Scars. I don't think we need one of these. And moles. Oh, you can have multiple. That's just really hard to see with this hair. Not that hard. I'm actually doing pretty different from last time, which is good. Let's just go with this, I think. Thanks, fourth strongest. I already shouted you out earlier when I was crediting everyone. Thanks again. This wouldn't have happened without you. Oh man. Okay, I might turn off highlights. That's butchering the recording. Alright, let's go hair. Are we gonna do the old classic anime hair or something a bit more natural? In all honesty, I don't like most of the hair options in this game. I like this one though, it's pretty good. Let's keep this off. Let's make it look like hair that somebody would, I don't know, maybe people have hair like that. Let's get a good color. Alright, we can adjust the roots and the tips individually. Let's go with something darker. And something browner. Let's get this. Here we go. This is looking pretty good. Uh, so eye colors next. The eyes in this game are for the most part pretty weird. I feel like only the first and the last options look quite natural, maybe. I don't know, this one looks interesting, so we'll go with this. Let's give him some bright eyes. Something that goes well with this. Here we go. And anything else? Eyeshadow. Nah, we're not gonna go with that. This. Here we go. Maybe a bit less. And doing face paint. It's interesting that they don't call these tattoos, because usually in games when you have stuff like this, it is the tattoo. I'm liking these green ones. Normally I go, oh, what's this? Mostly hidden. These are better when they're not something big and crazy. I think I might go with one of those green ones. Those are cool. So, last but not least is the voices. Contrary to what this would make you think, there's really only two voices worth doing in my opinion. First up, we've got Classic, which is voiced by Adam Howden, the voice actor for Shulk in the original game. But okay, I guess that was a bad example. I feel like he doesn't sound very Shulky in this one, so I usually don't go with him. And then we have the best voice, just objectively, Robbie Damon with Studious. And this is what we will do. Alright. Let's see here. Anything else I want to change? I think there's a maximum size. That makes sense though. That makes sense. Maybe later. We are able to customize this after a certain point again. Excuse me for a second. Alright. I'm gonna make the hair brighter. That is probably my biggest problem with it. Do we go all the way? Just give him a different hairstyle. Let's give him anime hair. Ah, finally, black hair. This is actually what I've been looking for. So let's see here. Yeah, with this, I think I'm gonna take off the moles. This hair I am feeling. Man, that's just... You change one thing and then you have to change all the others. Let's make him look better. It's hard to see the eyes from far apart, but I think the eyes should be darker now. Here we go. I think we have our guy. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's begin for real.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing hatch.
Sorry.
Please stand clear.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece. Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate. Your pod is the only one around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours? You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good. Just try and focus, all right?
Alright, so you can actually leave this blank and it will go with it. The game will refer to you as Cross. The reason for this is in the Japanese version, the game's title is pronounced Xenoblade Chronicles Cross, so it fits. But however, we already know that my name is perfect, and that is what my guy will be too.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can. How are your limbs? Can you move?
And this is our first choice, since in this game we have an avatar character. We are able to make our own choices. They don't really have much impact in the main story, but it's a nice touch. Um, Well, I've done this before, so I think we're working fine. But
We'll
in the
take it easy
future,
while you shake the stasis out of your system. One step at a time, all right? First things first, you'll be needing a weapon.
that's a
There
good
you
sign.
go. All right, let's get going.
Follow the arrow. Take a moment to check the minimap if you're ever stumped. Following the yellow arrow should reveal the way forward, though an occasional excursion off the beaten path never hurts. You know what they say about all work and no play, after all. I really don't. Region discovered, Primordia. Landmark discovered, Starfall Basin. So now we know roughly where we are. Let's get started. Do I want to start by explaining the menus or going into combat? Oh right, I forgot to mention. In the future, if anyone is actually here and we come to a choice, please feel free to give me your opinion. Sometimes I know what I'm going to do no matter what. Sometimes you guys could influence me, and sometimes I'll probably just let you guys vote. So, before we get started, there's some things I can set. This is unusual. Usually in these games, it starts you right off in a battle. But here we've got full access, mostly, to the menu. So, first let's change our settings to make sure everything works right. Camera. Alright. Alright. Everything seems good. I really don't know what angle correction does. Display headgear will just, we can turn it off so that we don't want our helmets and can see our faces. Cutscene subtitles we're going to keep on. The mix in this is kind of bad, and there are times when the songs, they drown out the voices. We want all of the, we want all of these on. We're not taking screenshots here. We want minimap orientation to be rotate. I don't think there's an advantage to either one, but I'm just more used to this, so that's what we should do. Social settings, I'm not going to do right now because a lot of the social stuff was shut down when they took down Miiverse, and yeah. So, manual is an interesting menu thing. This game really expects you to read it if you're playing. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. If you have this game yourself, please feel free to play along. I would love that. And if you don't have the game, go get it. It's hard to find, but it's worth it. Oh man, I hope my voice is loud enough. Let's check out what we can do on our menu though. So we've got in the party menu, we've got status. Here we can see the stats and everything of all our characters. And wow, my stats are bad. We can see gear, we can see what arts we have equipped. It's basically just an easy way to view all the things that we can see in the other menus, though you can't change anything. So it's not very good. At least in my opinion. I'm not an expert despite how I act. So we've got ground gear. This is basically going to be our clothing and armor. As you can see, we already have some basic stuff equipped. It's not very good, but we will get that better. Right now, Elma's gear is better, but we're just going to leave that on her. We don't have any helmets, which is... Oh, I have got a helmet. Elma is stronger than us right now. She's better, but let's see here. Arts, these are going to be our different attacks. We've got this palette here where we can set which ones we want, and down here is a list of all the stuff we'll be able to unlock by advancing in our class. Skills, these are things that we unlock just for doing good in the class. Not doing good, just leveling up the class. You can level up your skills and they give you just buffs that last forever while you have them equipped. Classes will determine which arts you're able to get, what skills you can get. We'll go more into this later. We'll go into more of all this later. Soul voices, we're actually gonna do now because this is the one thing we can meaningfully customize before the first battle. These, when an effect occurs, will be able to when an effect occurs, we'll be able to, these will trigger, we'll have a prompt. If we do them, it'll heal us. And then if one of our AIs uses an arch of the same color, it'll heal both of us more. The AIs can have these too, and we can trigger those. It's the best way of healing according to NL. So right now we're just gonna set what we have. So first off, I want to see what arts Alma has so that I know what to prioritize. And when she gets... So yeah, she'll probably have stuff close. What kind of arts? She's got a good mix. Right now though, she's got mostly melee, so let's focus on that. Now, with the difference between custom voices and the other voices here are that custom voices we can choose what triggers them. So, draw melee. We're going to want to build TP early. Draw ranged. I think this is going to be a good one to start. HP risk. Yeah, I want heals. Opening art. Character starts a battle by performing an art. Ooh. I don't know if this effect goes... I think this effect goes more to the person responding. Here I am ignoring Elma's arts. I just... 100% to soul heals, plus 25% to soul heals and gain invincibility. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm just choosing these based on what I'd want. Hit them while they're still gloating. Let's see here. Ooh, this is a very good one. Yep, I am not balancing this towards what Alma has. Ah well. Less work later. Dismember. The character attacks and destroys an enemy. I don't know if this requires stagger. Stagger works like break in the other games. Then there's topple. Here I'm gonna go for the melee. Good. This is a critical chance. I don't know how good crits are in this, so... character halves the HP of a much larger enemy. I think I'm gonna go with this because... Just because... You know what? If we're going to need that, that's actually gonna be unnecessary because of how overdrive works. Once it gets going, it's easy to stay in, and we don't need to worry so much about that 10 sec. All right. This is an interesting one. Pretty equal. Right now, Elma has more melee, so I'm gonna keep that. Overdrive, we're gonna get to that a lot later on, so this doesn't matter so much now. I'm just gonna go with this because AI and overdrive don't mix very well or already. Uh, okay, gather your power and get ready. I'm gonna go with this one. That sounds good. Here we go. This one we get to choose what conditions we want. So, finishing blow, we deliver the finishing blow to an enemy. Untouchable, we evade 3 consecutive attacks. Depending on how we build, this would be a really good one to have. Critical combination, 3 consecutive crits. I bet you can build towards this one too. Wayward weather is something that I actually think this is something we don't this is something I just wanted to try out, so we're gonna go with that. Alright. Then sprinter, we sprint for 3 or more consecutive seconds. Nah, this isn't gonna be good unless we run away. Medicine man, we get healed or buffed by a male ally. Medicine woman, we get healed or buffed by a female ally. This is better than medicine man for the main campaign, as we're locked into having 2 female characters for pretty much all the mandatory stuff. Let's see what we got. Removes debuffs. We'll see. Daredevil attacks with an art while below 30%. This one I think I'm gonna keep. Alright. Higher ground is when we are Obi-Wan Kenobi. Probably gonna keep that for the memes. Topplers for inflicting topple. We don't have any topple arts right now, so I don't think we're gonna go for that. Stunner is for stun. Sandman is for sleep. Character uses skill to bind. Appendage of character skills. All of these things are skill stuff, so we don't have to worry about that now. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna do any. So yeah, I'm gonna keep Daredevil. This is probably gonna be better because ranged darts hit a lot more usually. Higher ground, we are going to keep. I'm gonna go. I need cover fire. TP is always good. Hopefully this goes to us. I'm not actually sure how it works. And for this one, we shall go with Medicine Woman. So, oh, we can also hear what they sound like too.
Use the weather to your advantage. Keep firing. We'll find a way out of this. Let's gain control of this situation. I need cover fire. Use the weather. Keep firing. We're in a good position. We're in a good position. We need to catch our breath.
Can we do this with Alma too?
They're off guard. They're tough. We're up against a big target. Follow me. Now that's how to evade.
You can do it.
Oh, I thought you got some custom ones for the others too. As you can see, right, this hexagon basically shows what kinds of things they'll do soul voices for. This doesn't mean you should build around them. You should build the character around their hexagon thing. That means you should maybe do more arts on yourself that would match with that or other characters. Our last thing is active members, which allows us to change our party. Right now there's no use to doing that. And let's get started. It's been a long time. We still haven't done anything much. Before... Oh, I guess we're here.
Most of the white whale's life pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the white whale, do you? You know, the L-002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right? Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. Unfortunately, it was caught in a battle between two alien forces. And destroyed.
We're gonna see a lot of flashbacks to the opening cutscene in the first few hours.
Ring any bells? Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget. I know. It's been following me for a while now.
And here we
Didn't
go
want to
for our
alarm
first
you,
battle.
But we're going to need to defend ourselves. You up to the task?
This is our first enemy. I think I got the name right. Initiate combat by targeting an enemy, then drawing your enemy. Now, what do you say we get over the world? I'll be here to back you up, so feel free to experiment. Target, press R, draw, target, then A. Yes, the origin Velada. I won't be able to explain all of the mechanics to you during the course of this one fight. I'm sorry about that. It assumes you know how to do arts. We're gonna keep... Oh. My melee art is with my gun. That's kind of interesting. I bet we could finish it with this. Yeah.
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to handle a weapon, you know.
Alright. So... I don't like working. I don't think you like working. Okay, I do like working, but... Perfect doesn't.
Hey, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, alright? It'll be your decision in the end.
She is trying to pressure us.
But anyway, we can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
She's gonna get her friends to pressure us too. We're gonna get peer pressured into getting a job. Where has society gone? Okay, so this is the treasure menu. It unlocks cool, good stuff when we kill things. We got advanced stored dual guns, which only Elma can use. That's kind of annoying for us. She's very greedy. So let's see if she can equip those yet. This game has an annoying thing where she can't wait. But alright, what's the difference? Oh, it doesn't have ranged attack up, but this has Pysonoid Slayer. So this will do less damage. It's got more potential for upgrades. I don't think yeah, we're probably not gonna upgrade this much, so we're not gonna equip this right now. We won't get into upgrades till a bit later. Let me show you these other menus because I forgot. It's been 41 minutes and I've only done one battle. So missions is going to be our side quests once we unlock it. Affinity chart. This will show us all the relationships between all the different NPCs and our own character. Right now, you can see our only thing is Elma, a reclaimer and former colonel in the Coalition Heavy Armor Training Unit known as the Skeleton Crew. Those hearts that are empty is our affinity with her. We have those with all the other playable characters. Boosting it, it probably has some good side effects, but it also unlocks special missions and heart-to-hearts. Next up is our intel menu. This is going to be our different kinds of information and stuff. Inventory, this is what items we have. Info is sometimes is passive dialogue you read without actually talking to people. It'll just pop up when you walk near them. This game has achievements. There's a ton of them. We're not going to get all of them. Some of them I don't think you can even get anymore. Enemy index. This is where we can see the stats of different enemies. So for example, with this Origin Blada, we can see some additional details. It's the first native Miran indigene encountered on the continent of Primordia. Not just by us, but by other things. I wonder if they have stuff on that for all of them. I know they've got details about the species overall, but I don't know if they have details for the subspecies. I'll probably have to check that out. Enemies by category. Different categories. Theroids are basically mammalians and lizards, stuff that's in insectoids are bugs, like what we just fought. Pysonoids are the many flying fish in Mira. Humanoids are going to be bipedal creatures. Mechanoids are machines. Chimeroids are stuff we don't know about yet. And Ultrafauna is just a couple of super bosses. So with insectoids, let's go and look at the Humble Blada. Oh, and then it goes back. Winged creatures often found behind boulders, inside caves, and in other dark locales where light doesn't reach. As such, their diet consists primarily of leftover scraps and dung scavenged from other animals. Bladas are exceptionally social creatures and have worked out a kind of language in which they can share information on food locations. They've also known to gang up and attack smaller creatures, though even larger ones can be at risk if the Bladas get into a frenzy. And enemies by region will just go by the continent. Our last thing here is the Collectopedia. This works a bit differently from in 3. I'm assuming you guys are here because of the hype from 3. In this one and in D, the way the Collectopedia works is that you register one of each kind of item. Once you get all of each category of item on a continent, it'll give you a little reward, and it'll give you a bigger reward once you get every item on a continent registered. The social tab, we don't have to worry about yet. Save button, I'm not going to save because of this embarrassingly long time. Settings we already checked out. You can also toggle gamepad screen, which will allow us to play on the gamepad, but we don't need to do that. And return to title screen is something we do not want to do yet. I am going to step aside a bit for the bathroom. This is my only placeholder screen, so sorry for the repetition. In the VOD, I will chapter this out. I'm back. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. Right now, let's get started. We're coming up to a starter area, and I can explain the basics of combat there. But first, while we're exploring, we'll find treasures, which are interactable objects that, sorry, my mic got kind of put off, and I wanted to make sure I had it at the right place. Treasures, you press A, you mash it a bit, and you'll get an item. You need to level up your field skills to get all of them. It's not as annoying as in 2. But what we just got is the prototype bodywear, which we can wear. This is probably going to be better for now. We don't have to worry about attribute resistance. While I'm setting this, I should say attribute resistance are more important than total defense, because defense just subtracts the amount of damage from the total, so it's only really useful early game. And attribute resistances reduce stuff by percentage or increase by that percentage if they're negative. So right now we've got really bad gear. We're just gonna have to put this on for slightly better. Here we have our first item. You collect them by walking into them. We got an achievement for doing that, I think. No? I'm surprised. I thought we'd be able to do Collectopedia then. Oh, is there another? Ah. Thought there was a treasure there. I mean, collectible. This was slow at first, but once we level up, it's really fast. Oh yeah, we can level up through this. And... sorry. It's been a while since I played this. We've got stuff. I'm mostly going to be putting on this on me because Alma's gear is already better. Hopefully we can get some new stuff soon because I do not like these attribute resistances. This is a nice flower. Just wanted to point that out. They show up all over Mira. As you can see, the colors of these level 1 enemies just changed. The color over an enemy's name, over an enemy's level, that is basically just a brief difficulty meter. Red is the highest. Purple is equal or above you. White is below you. I think it goes white, purple, green, blue, yellow, red. But don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. Right now we're going to fight some enemies to show you how combat works. So, first off, auto attacks. My gun and my knife go automatically. And then these attacks, which I choose on the bottom, are called arts. They'll be how I'll do the majority of
Oh, you seem as calm as always to me.
How would you know how calm I am? These things, we just unlocked an art, which I'll show you on this guy after we check out what we just got. Is the busted knife any good, or should I just ignore the busted gear? I forget. We got a new art. It gives us some good stuff. This has a slightly shorter cooldown. It's got less TP game, but this early on TP doesn't matter. I'd say we'll take it. We'll have stuff that actually works in time for when we need it. So let's get started. Let me show you arts. First of all, actually, this blue circle that shows up on it, that is an appendage. It's a different part of its body. If we press down our stick, we can lock onto it so that we focus our attacks on it. That green thing is the appendage health. Once we take it down, we break the appendage, and this is bad for the enemy and it's good for us. It can block them out from doing certain arts in some cases, and it can get us more loot when we kill them. So let's start by toppling. And we miss. As you can see, we have these arts on the bottom. This is where we do the majority of our stuff. Arts charge automatically. And you can see this one's in cooldown right here. Could have done that with a different color Alma. There's also this green secondary cooldown. This only goes if we're holding the weapon the art belongs to. And once it goes up, we get some good bonus effects. I think the last thing to explain is soul voices, which Elma just thankfully used. These... Dang, I cannot hit with that. Soul voices heal us, they give us tension, they boost morale. They're just very good to use. I can probably show you one from the high ground on one of those guys down there. Dang it, I cannot hit this guy. He is not made of good RNG. As you can see, we've got 2 meters. The blue one is level, the purple one is class. Both are good. Level makes you stronger, class unlocks new arts and stuff and skills. We've got our HP in the blue bar, and then the green bar is our TP, tension points. When we have 3,000 of these, we can revive, and later, when we have 3,000 of these, we can do overdrive. The only other thing is that some of the stronger arts and auras will cost 1,000 TP to use. So to finish off showing you how things work, I'm going to try and get a soul voice prompt. It'll be a circle with a B to show you what that looks like. We have the high ground, so I should probably get that. Here we go. Where's Alma?
Swing around and get the drop on them.
Now, my turn. Shadow strike. Upper hand.
And I think we can kill this
We got
like
it.
this.
Let's move.
Ooh, that's actually a good gold drops. Those are rare. I don't know if I'll be able to wear it yet. As I said before, there's an annoying thing where you need to be a certain minimum level to use gear. I can wear it. Oh, this is good in every way. This is really good right now. Alright. Thank you. Let's check our intel to see if the other... Because we fought... Secula is a different kind of bladder, and... hippopotamuses, I think they're called. Stonepotamus, no information. Pebble bladder, no information. Next enemy, which is the miniature Secula. It's cool that I get these model viewer of them. And I don't know what the circle here is. I think that just means that I've seen all their drops or something. There's a salvageable materials list. That's nice. But let's check out what we have just discovered. So Sopotamus, these herbivorous bank-dwelling creatures live in herds of one male and multiple females and spend the better part of their days in the water. Males are known for their territorial tendencies, driving off invaders with great animosity, though females may also display similar traits when other creatures approach their young. Equipped with mighty fangs and horns to match their temperaments, potamuses are actually more dangerous than fiercer-looking carnivores. The Napon, however, have succeeded in domesticating them to haul freight. The Napon we shouldn't know exists yet. That's kind of... They went out of their way to make sure lore details like that wouldn't be known until you actually knew what a Napon is, but... Actually, I think they're pronounced Nopon in this one. Point is, you know, Riku, Manana, the Tora, those are all Nopon, and this is a Xenoblade game, so they're in here too. And now we've got to the Edsecula, which is a mosquito-like organism that lives off fluids and ether sucked from organisms. Unlike the standard earth mosquito, however, both the female and the male take their nourishment in this fashion, which means they're more evil than the real ones. Edseculas plant their eggs in the bodies of large, beetle-like creatures such as the Senicula. Hatchling larvae then live off their host until maturation, preying on any small parasites they encounter and forming a symbiotic relationship. When near maturity, the larvae will exit their host through its digestive tract, at which point they fully mature into full adults. I don't know if that would be lethal because Seniculas are really big, but then again, those are some smaller than usual Edseculas, so... Let's get this treasure.
I can't let this new strength distract me.
And we get the iron knife. This is probably better than the busted one we got. It is. We've got better cooldown time. We've got better TP gain. We've got better stability. This is definitely a good way to go. I think stability is the variability in how much damage the attack does, and like the total is the average. Right here, we're going to go to what is... These enemies have red and the red things just show how they aggro you. If we step in front of them, he'll see us. It plays a little jingle because they spotted us first. I'm gonna... That's good. There's no way of telling who has aggro.
Swing around and get the drop on them. Victory is ours.
Oh, the other one de-aggroed.
Let's move.
Oh, another art. Let's see what we got. And this whole time we've ranked up 3 times, and Alma has done none. We've got battle points so we can upgrade these. Upgrading them will be good for us. We don't really have much. Slit edge. Let's see here. This does more. This, we're gonna upgrade this. We're gonna upgrade this because they go together. We can upgrade one more. We're gonna upgrade this because we have already, we've got pretty low stats and we have already upgraded a melee arch, so upgrades will increase damage, buff and debuff effects, and they'll decrease cooldowns. So let's walk to our next objective.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this.
She's right, you are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Planet Mira. I should have rehearsed that. I made his skin too pale.
Pretty wild, huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together. We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home.
And it sure as heck is a good one.
Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
I think we're gonna go with the high road. There's more to do. We're gonna go back to the other road probably, but the high road enemies are easier, even though lower ones don't aggro. The high road just feels more like it feels like sometimes in open worlds there's these areas that feel like levels, and the high road is definitely one of them. Let's see what Alma's telling us. If we want to reach the habitat before sundown, we'll need to pick up the pace and start sprinting. Sprinting is good for times when you need to get somewhere in a hurry or when you need to break out of an especially hairy situation. And we can do it by pressing L, and we can auto-run by pressing R and B at the same time. This is a good time to talk about movement. So our movement options are basic walking and running. This is our slowest one. We're able to jump with the right trigger, the ZR in Nintendo terms. We can sprint with left stick, and jumping, we get this crazy moon jump while we're sprinting. And this game actually does have a movement tech, which we will show in a minute. First though, let's check out this Blade base camp. That's the White Whale's habitat unit there to the east. If you keep proceeding along the cliff top, you should be able to reach it without much difficulty. These base camps you can find all over Mira. Their only practical purpose is that they have these rooms here where you can set the time. They also have information which you can go by walking near these people, and it'll say right there, if you fall off the cliff, don't panic. Just head east until you reach the habitat, and try not to engage any powerful enemies on the way. I'm sorry I have to talk so much over this banger music. Over there, as you can see, there's some big creatures. This is a really big area. I don't know how it compares to the other games. All I know is that it's bigger than the areas in 1 and 2. Not sure about 3. Prototype Scouter. I don't know what that is. It is a headset? Oh, this is really good. We'll finally get another positive attribute, resistance. And it goes well with our other clothing. You can give this to Alma, but for -5 resistance on all that stuff and just +1 defense, this is a worse item. We can also give her our shirt, which looks very dumb on her. A disclaimer, I do not like the sexualization in this game, so I'm probably going to mostly use fashion gear, which, let me show you. If we hold X for submenus, we can change fashion gear. This is gear that we don't have the stats up, but will show off on our model. For most characters, I'm going to be equipping this. The problem with this is that, unlike in Definitive Edition, it actually consumes the item to use this, so that is pretty annoying. You can't have something equipped as regular gear and fashion gear at the same time. Fortunately for us though, Perfect has no sense of fashion, so he'll just stay in whatever gear he's actually wearing. Now let's get going. I want to get to... whatchamacallit, the city soon. And here we have... And this is... Okay, good, it's got stagger. We should be able to topple now. And then get extra damage from flame grenade. You can do combos with arts. And I think they give you arts that go well together at the start just to show that. I don't know, I usually didn't take account. The first time I played this, I was bad at RPGs. I didn't usually take into account secondary effects and mostly just said, this does more damage, I'll go with that. Let's see here. Level 3 is a good level for this. I want to be 4 though. Oh yeah, let's check our intel. We now can look at the info tab. Oh. Okay. So sometimes the stuff they say when you walk by will be yellow. That will actually give you like a hint for unlocking a side quest or something. Let's check out... Oh, we've got new steroids. We've got the Suid, which is... Roamers of Miran grasslands, the males of this omnivorous species are ill-tempered and quick to charge at anything that draws near. Sows are comparatively docile, though they often become equally volatile when rearing young. Male Suids compete for their mates by means of a headbutting contest that makes use of their cranial bumps. A crushed bump signals defeat and requires a full year to regenerate, just in time for the next breeding season. Female bumps, on the other hand, exist to store nutrients, and one can see a gradual decrease in bump size over the course of infant rearing. I guess it wants to show us the individual. Brass Suid. I guess it wants to check out... Oh yeah. This wants us to check them out in the index. We've got new insectoids too. We've got a new kind of bladder. The Nocto bladder. I think these ones... These ones might be nocturnal only. It's not really giving me that information, but if they are, that's what the name is from. So, to further our intel, let's... Alright, then we take down both of these.
Target in sight. Shadow strike.
Kinda waiting for
My focus is improving. It's time.
the secondary cooldown. Thanks, Elma, for your great timing.
Swing around and get the drop on them.
I have max tension, that's really good for...
Edge. Chrome armor.
Shadow strike.
Got it. Swing around and get the drop on them.
Upper hand.
Only one soul voice can be active at a time.
Game reset.
Nice work.
If you're paying attention, you notice that it started singing in the battle theme. This game has some vocal tracks, and the common consensus is, at least from what I've heard, most people don't like it the first time, but once they get used to it, it's a banger. So yeah, the music in this game is really different, unlike the other games which had a big competition team with like Ace Plus and some other guys whose names I don't remember. This whole soundtrack was written by Hiroyuki Sawano, who is an anime composer. You might know him from Attack on Titan or something. In my opinion, this soundtrack is his best work, but I haven't listened to any of the other songs nearly as much, so
Let's make every move.
I'm biased.
Stagger them with a melee attack.
Staggering.
Alright, you could have waited
We're in a good position.
Slide.
Move in.
for that.
Flame grenade.
Waited too long for that. Unlike in the other games, toppling is the okay, I need this. You could have done a better soul voice for that. We're gonna return. This is not, unless they're very close to having the TP or they could kill it on their own. Okay, can I change? I'm gonna see if there's any camera speeds I can change, because that zoom is so slow. Camera. Horizontal rotation speed. We're gonna increase all this all the way. Snappier cameras are better. No, I'm getting a little nauseous from that. Let's try avoiding. I want to finish the prologue. And I just want to finish the prologue. I originally wanted to do chapter 1 too, but it's getting a bit too late for that. We'll do that next week. Wanted to fight
Didn't
those.
have to be like this.
Yeah, this will get us to level 4 probably, so let's do this.
Sliding.
Assault hammer. Flame grenade.
Move in and strike.
Put some power into this one. Got it. Swing around and get the drop on them. Chrome armor.
Chrome armor is kind of dumb because it's one of the only attributes I don't have a negative resistance in. let's get the secondary cooldown. Good timing, Elma. Ah, miss! Boo! Stagger's over too. If we can knock it back, I bet we can make it fall. There's no fall damage in this game though, so. I'm glad we don't have to actually pick up the chest like in the other games. So let's... Warren, Savage, Soldier, Avagar. This is probably going to be good. Succulent meat, fleecy fur, appetizing suet tail. All going to be good. Have we used the Collectopedia yet? I'm just wondering, do we get... we get the data just... No, wait, suet. As you can see, I'm pretty sure the males have different... Yeah, the males have a different model. Their fur is sleeked back into kind of this thing, the mane, I guess, while the females, it goes down. I think suids are the only creatures like this, but I'm not sure. Lepics. Once marine creatures resembling sea slugs, these distant cousins of the Zippius left their ancestral home for land, becoming much larger in the process. Lepixes lay their eggs in great numbers, then simply entrust them to the ocean. Surviving hatchlings feed on poisonous seedlings, stockpiling the toxins inside their bodies to prevent predation. But as they mature, the potency of this poison gradually weakens. Once all 4 limbs have grown, the young can assume their place with an adult colony on land. This exciting new phase is not without its setbacks. However, as the soft, fleshy composition of adult lepixes makes them an ideal snack for many a hungry predator. Oh, I forgot to look at our lepix. We've got a wood lepix. And now that I see its face, it does look like a sea slug. I have never read this lore before. It's so interesting. I always thought it was just a weird alien deer thing. Alright. Time is of the essence. Oh, we got wreckage over there. Hopefully this guy won't see us. As you can see, we've got some pretty nice looking vehicles here. And we get more weapons. This is better than what we have. About twice as good. This is even better than what we just got. I guess this has more upgrade slots, but right now that doesn't matter so much. It's almost evening, which when we look at the sun, I got this from a Lexan video, but in these games, the sun rises and sets in the same direction. Shadows aren't dynamic. They're just textures that just get brighter and darker depending on the time of day. And here we have a Xenoblade staple. Enemies way too high for you to fight in the first level. We've got Simius. These are our monkeys. We do not want to mess with them right now. What we want to do is get to the West Gate Plate ahead of us. Oh! I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about the movement tech. So, if we target an enemy and sprint while we're fighting, you can auto attack while moving. I think arts cancel attacks. You can't auto attack while sprinting. You can auto attack while jumping, and you can't auto attack while sprint jumping either. But this is the fastest ground movement in the game, and it is how speedrunners tend to get around. We're gonna just leave that guy alone, and we're going to get ready to enter the city of New LA.
Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it? And
A
this
good
was just
description
the
of this game.
habitat unit. The White Whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the West Gate. It's closed off now for security reasons.
They want us to
We've
do a
repurposed
cutscene.
a freight elevator that will get us inside.
Here we have our first bosses.
Grexes. Riled.
I love it when they say the name of the enemies.
We can't leave them roaming here, not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready?
Let's close in and make this our fight.
My adrenaline's rising.
Let's raise this up and do our combo.
Swing around and get the drop.
Comes from your spirit.
He's dead fast.
Slide pendant destroyed. Move in and strike.
Put some power into this one.
He is going to down soon. We don't need this, but
Switch to close range combat.
alright, what's this do? Inflicts taunt.
Shadow strike.
We're in a good position. Move in. Infuriate.
Upper hand.
He'll be
Flame grenade.
taunt will make him want to attack me.
Slide. Slinger.
It's time.
The minor boss theme isn't very good in my opinion.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight. We need to walk that line. All right, let's head in. Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
Another Grex. We got. What's the minimum level on this? 2. We can use that, and it's got an augment slot. That's very good. Let's see if we can. Let's see if it's worth putting this on on one of us. No. No thank you. How about for Alma? This is probably good enough for Alma that we'll put it on for now. We'll get her better stuff later. We're nearing our destination. It's actually pretty. Let's check the intel on our Grexes. Grex. Keen and carnivorous, Grexes are usually found in packs of a dozen or so creatures led by an alpha pair. These group hunters are so territorial as they are vicious, though their turf will often range over an expansive area. Even accidental encroachment by another pack will be met with extreme prejudice. Despite all this, a lone Grex is not an uncommon sight. Losing in a skirmish for alpha superiority is the principal cause of such wandering beasts, and starvation is the usual outcome. Caution is advised around such loners, as they tend to be especially ferocious. What we have found is the Calogrex. I don't know what Calo means, so I don't know what to make of that name. Elmo's unit dispatched these creatures outside of NLA's West Gate. They were severely emaciated after a prolonged period of poor hunting. And then we've got the Elder Grex. Elmo's unit dispatched this creature outside of NLA's West Gate. It has been driven out of its territory after losing a scuffle with another pack. You think that with the with the alpha pair thing, the Elder would have been the alpha. they've got like this exoskeleton thing on their backs and stuff. It's pretty cool. Well, we're gonna have to climb here and then we're gonna wrap it up. Let's see what... We've got one guided meet right now. As you can see, there's plenty of people here already, which is very cool. Like, there's a lot of NPCs who you just can't interact with, but that's the way it goes. Oh, hello, you must be the new friend that Colonel Elma mentioned in her report. Having just woken up after all that time, I'm sure you're dying to get home and take a shower. Well, unfortunately, the west gate is closed at the moment, and even though it's so late, I do want to adjust this so that we have a better time reading. If you want to enter the city, you'll need to use the elevator at the top of the stairs. They'll probably open the gate soon thanks to that great work you guys did killing the monsters that were causing all that trouble. But until then, you'll have to forgive the inconvenience. Please understand. I'm sorry if my reading isn't as good as it used to. I used to be really good at reading expression, but I've kind of lost that skill. Anyway, elevators, they rarely show up, but jumping on them is cursed. In the speedrun, you jump at the end of this one up here to climb up onto that. You climb up onto that bar by the thing and get up here. We've got a couple blades over here. They're different from XC2 blades. Blades are just the soldiers. And we've got a nice vista where we can see out into Primordia. This guy's working on his thing. It's just a texture where there's unfortunately no text, so I don't know what it is. It's probably a storage container of some kind. Let's go into the city.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now. We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may. New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
And everybody, welcome once again to my favorite game of all time. The black sheep of the series, the underrated one. I had bad timing again. Xenoblade Chronicles X good. Moral of the story. uh, do we want to overwrite our previous save data? At this moment, I have like 160 or 170 hours in my old save that I'm erasing. Now that I think about it, I probably could have had time to make a new user to get rid of this, but you know what? I wasn't really going to do much in that save anyway. I'd already done so much. Didn't 100%, but I kind of lost out on things, so let's continue. Goodbye, Thorvar, my first Xenoblade X character. You had a good run. You met lots of people, did lots of things.
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
The living quarters aren't the first thing we'll see. No, end the cutscene here. I don't want to do this.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days ago, ma'am.
brothers and sisters. I stand here truly
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
Irina?
This part, I was honestly expecting there to be a subplot where he does try to take over and to set up an authoritarian dictatorship, but nothing comes of it, so it's just some dialogue. No, oh, oh. Okay, I'm not sure, will I? Oh man, I am so sorry about that. I'm not sure if I won't save after this so that maybe next time we'll be able to do the cutscene. I don't know how it works because this has never happened to me before. The only times I've skipped was when I was trying to speedrun. If we missed that, I am so sorry. There's no events theater in this game, and ask who these people are. Do we show interest, or do we wonder why they call Elma man? Well, these are probably some of my least favorite characters in the cast, so we're gonna look puzzled. We're puzzled as to why I skipped that scene. They really should not make it so easy to skip.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
This is a bad
Well,
first
I'd remind
impression
you
of
both
Gwyn.
the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
This one of the survivors, ma'am?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait,
Okay.
what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on.
I'll tell you what happened to those 10. A sus imposter killed them all.
Seriously, Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
We
Me
don't
too.
know what that
Same
means.
division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
You're glued.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm not
We
gonna
should be
call
getting
him.
back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
I don't know. Gwyn
Right.
does not
You
deserve
should
to
be
have
going
Win
too.
in his name.
The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Well, that is a bad place to leave off on. But it's getting so late. I guess if we speedrun, if we do it really fast, we can do it, but there's some stuff I wanted to do first while we were at this part, so we're not going to do that. I'm not going to save because I just did, and hopefully we'll be able to do the cutscene again. I'll check when the stream is over, but for tonight, that is the... Oh yeah! Let's head to the administrative district. I'll show you where you'll be staying. This game is completely open world, but to make sure you don't spoil anything, some areas are locked out to start with. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good evening, or whatever time of day it is. Next time we'll be doing Chapter 1 and hopefully starting Chapter 2. God bless you, and until next time, Happy Tuesday.